Hey everybody, and welcome this week to Fatum Betula. Now, I know I said that I wouldn't be covering this game, but here we are because I've had a change of heart, and I think this game's pretty cool. We're gonna hop right into it. It's kind of like you're exploring a dreamscape a little bit. I have the epilepsy-friendly visuals on, and I'll show you where that's relevant, but we're going to want it in my opinion. But this is kind of a game where you just go around and collect little vials of water and, vials of liquid, and then you feed them to this tree here, and it grows into a world. The first things first, we have a letter in our inventory, and it tells of a kind of like a wives' tale. Well, not a wives' tale. What do you call these things? Like a myth, or a myth, and it tells about somebody who came to the end of a stone path and stood at it and whispered into the darkness. And then the darkness whispered back, but it ate that person. Let's, hope that it doesn't need us, I suppose. So the first thing we'll see is a pair of eyes peeking out from the darkness, and oh hey, there we go. There he comes now. Yeah, I kind of like the way that... Oh shit, I have to keep looking at him? Well, that's fucking news to me. I'm sorry, he was spooking me a little bit. I got a little bit too scared there. I didn't realize you had to keep looking at him. That's my fault. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna maintain nothing but eye contact with this character. I kind of wanted to look around because I like the water effects. So it talks about how this tree and the land are one and the same, a cynic doe. But they become stagnant, the land and the tree both. And the water holds it in limbo. So it's up to us to, break it out of this limbo by feeding it something. And he's going to give us the tools with which we can do that. I kind of like this game. I don't know what I would compare it to, though. Maybe like, I don't know. I've heard somebody say it's like LSD Dream Emulator before, but I don't know how I feel about that. It's definitely a walking sim. I also kind of like that throughout this game there's like a lot of, you'll see like this eye in a lot of places for one. I'm not sure what it's supposed to represent, but then like there's this angelic music, and what this kind of looks like a church to me. But if you notice, whenever we step outside, and we turn around, it's just this door with an eye on it. Now we'll see a couple churches throughout the game, so it kind of makes me interested. Like, considering that things like the air don't even have names, like that creature we just saw, it makes me think that there probably wasn't too much thought put into something like that, but I don't know. So here's a character. Their name is the Beast, and they're very hungry. So maybe we'll find something for them to eat. Let's head to this area. I believe it's called Autumn. You can see the names of these places in the save menu. So like if I hit save here, yep, we're in the Autumn, and it's about 11:15 a.m. It takes your system time. So let's head into this, what appears to be like a house. This house is awful peculiar because it only has an entryway and a basement. Sometimes maybe that's what dreams feel like, is a house that only has 2 rooms, an entryway and a basement. And we find a skeleton, and you can actually speak to them. It turns out that they're an immortal. These are like, obviously people who can live forever, but most people in this game who can live forever kind of want to die, and this character's one of them. They also want to die. So they asked that you not leave them, but if you do, to please come back and kill them. So I'll say the next time that we show up, that'd probably be what we do. There's a nice pretty little waterfall here. I really think this game's kind of pretty and relaxing. I'm trying not to like goose this Let's Play a little bit because a lot of this game is the atmosphere and the way that you play it. The first time that I played this game, it took me probably like 2 hours to beat it. And so I don't want to that's counting watching all the endings and doing the secrets and stuff. Now, we just fell down a well, and also I guess it would, we could show that I have a jar now, so we can collect things in the jar. Or I call this guy a wizard because that's kind of what I think he is. He's got like a hat, he's surrounded by books, he's got a pipe. He reminds me of wizards, and he's blowing smoke rings. And he asks who we are, but of course it doesn't matter. He asks for our help. Now that's what matters. He is stuck down here. He's studied magical phenomena all his life, and now he wants to produce immortality, something without death before he dies. So, for that he needs a skull of an immortal. Well, I know an immortal that would like to die and give you this skull, but it's not really so simple. But we're gonna put some effort into it. I really like that little animation. It's funny. Let's see what this note says. So there's a page from a book here. It reads magical fetishes. There exists tales of a glass jar that can only hold what's remembered. Okay, so pretty simple little hint there. This jar can capture things, and again, a hint is things that are remembered. So that comes into play later. Now, a lot of these doors that actually have eyes on them will teleport you back to this area. I don't even know what you would call it. I wouldn't think it would be the hub. I would call this little area the hub, but I don't know. It don't matter. A lot of this shit in this game isn't named, so it doesn't matter what you call it, I guess. Now then, here's a machete, as well as another little note. It reads, "If you're reading this, I'm dead. This thing helped me. And this blade is very weak, so it only has a few strikes in it." So that is true. The blade will continue to work. That is until you strike a person with it. So there's a few things we can strike, mostly cord-related things. But a lot of people really like this area, and I think I'm in that demographic myself. I think that this is really pretty. I don't know. I don't know how I would feel about having a house floating on a pond. I'd be a little bit too worried about it sinking into the water, but it would definitely be cool to walk out to it. And the reason that I'm concerned about sleeping out on the pond is because that's exactly what we're going to do. So we can read this gravestone, which was the thing I wanted to show. A gravestone for a fisherman. And hopefully we see him in our dreams. May we see him in our dreams. That sounds a little bit more poetic and proper. It's got little fish in it. A couple of fish we're going to need. I think we need a grand total of 3 fish to do everything that I would like to in this game. So we're now headed across these lily pads here. And now, I think you have to go in the back way. I'm not so sure. The other thing that I kind of want to do while we're here is this little boat is attached with a rope. If we get close enough, I'm always worried I'm going to fall into that water. We can push that over to the side. I guess I should probably go over there and get that fishing pole. And I have to go back over that way anyway to fish up the fish that I need. I kind of wanted to do it in the proper order, but let's just go ahead and catch, I guess, a couple of fish while we're out here. I suppose I really like fishing. I really like low poly fishing. I think that this will now be the 3rd game that I have that played that has fishing in it. If there was more chill-ass games like this that had fishing in it, I'd probably play those ones too. I personally think it's probably better to fish down in that little pond. That's if you can't be very precise with these fish here. I just kind of lucked out, I suppose, and got that one. So that is a normal fish. It's just a fish that has these darker colors. You'll need one of those. And then as we round this lake here, you might see it just barely. We've got an orange fish. I think it looks kind of like a koi fish, but nothing in this game. Well, nothing. A lot of things in this game aren't named, so I'm going to just call it a koi fish for that. But I don't think koi fish in real life are poisonous. Definitely not as poisonous as these fish will turn out to be. Oh shit! I pulled the rod a little too early. I guess in the meantime, like I said, this I wish my dreams kind of looked like this. I think that'd be the most appropriate kind of, or not appropriate as though I deserve it, but appropriate as in like that would make me really comfortable just to be on a pond, trying my best to fish out some fish. The world isn't too detailed, so you don't have to worry about the things in it. There's no snakes or bugs that are going to be biting you or crawling all over you or slithering on you. But I don't know. That's part of the realism of each one has their caveats. And so here's a painting. We're going to want to take this jar, and this is the painting that we can snag. I'm going to hold on to that for just a second, and then we've got a bed here that we can sleep in. So we fall asleep in it. Now we've got a different world here, but don't be too scared. Also, it does turn out that I do not have the epilepsy-friendly visuals on. There we go. I just cleaned my save, so that's probably what it is. Now instead the walls are all pink. Otherwise it would just reflect what you can see, which kind of makes me a little bit sick. I'm not epileptic prone, but I don't know. Like I said, it just makes me sick. And here's this guy here. I call him the hanging man because he hangs from the roof with his hand, but he's like a little ghost guy. And I didn't notice this until somebody pointed it out, but yeah, he's got like his guts hanging out below him. He's got a really long finger. He asks if we've seen a painting. It's been a long time and it won't leave his mind, so something that he's nostalgic for. Well, it just so happens that we've captured a memory here, and he's happy to have it. Now, he says it's not as good as he remembers. It was better in his head, but I suppose that, comes with nostalgia. A lot of things seem better in your head than they ever were in real life. He offers us his only other possession, which is this bone marrow. You can see that by collecting it and then mousing over it, liquid bone, in your inventory. So now there's a few, well, not even a few, there's a couple other things that we have to do here. The first of which is, let's go ahead and take our rod and get ready to catch this third and final fish. This is kind of like an all achievements sort of run. It's also just to show everything that there is to show in this game. Also, these fish are broke for me, but in the video I saw they weren't broke for somebody else, so I don't know. They just stayed down in the water below. Oh well, it doesn't matter, because we just need to catch one of these fish, and then that's all the fish that we need for this playthrough. And then we head up this way over to the grave that we had seen from earlier. I don't know what that says up in the sky. I don't know. I don't. Bryce talks about what a lot of the symbols mean in this little secret video we're going to show at the end of this Let's Play. Let's read this now, because as you transform these areas, a lot of times the things that you can read change. So this says, a gravestone for a fisherman sits here. Please cut my shackle of rope. So here's a noose, and then, hey, there he is. So this is the fisherman. He talks about how he was a man once, but a dangerous fish caused his fate. His flesh could kill an immortal, but it can't harm plants. But an immortal's death doesn't matter because ghosts can't die. Basically, another person who has immortality and wants to die because of it. And he wants to poison the world. So that's, well, we're going to do all the endings, but he would like for us to poison the world with this apple. Now, the apple itself doesn't hurt people. There's another thing that I need to show while I can, which is another achievement called My Existence is Impossible. Now, Bryce in his little video, because I would like to talk about it while it's relevant, is that the only reason that he had added this character is because he could. So that's kind of funny, I guess. It's a character that doesn't really appear until you get kind of close-ish. But once you talk to them or get close to them, it'll say my existence is impossible, and then after that, you get an achievement for it. So I throw myself in the water to teleport myself back over to the to this little hut, because it'll always respawn you right there. I think we've since done everything that I would like to do here. Something that I like, this doesn't ruin this water, so I'll show it, so don't feel too bad. But you can add liquids into the things that you think would hold liquids, and then you can carry more than one vial of it. If you need to multiply your vials of something, I think I do that a couple of times, but it's been a little while. So the way I would like to do this is to show 3 endings at a time. I don't like the idea of like slamming the brakes on this let's play 10 times to show every ending, so we're going to slam the brakes 3 times, and I hope that that's a happy compromise. So let me put that down. I don't believe I need that just yet, and let's go ahead and feed this guy the fish that basically does nothing but give you an achievement. So we feed him that fish, and then he goes, after he gets done eating it, he turns, well, kind of transparent, and then you can talk to him, and he says, oh my god, what have you done? My eyes can see themselves. So he won't accept another food for a minute. So let's actually go over to this side of things. We're going to go to this house, actually, and go in here and feed this person the koi fish that they had asked for. Well, they asked to die, and the koi fish will kill him. So let me see. Everything is very dark down here. Hold up. I don't know. There we go. The light's a little bit better upstairs. There's your koi. Whoops, I accidentally snagged them in conversation. I always get mixed up the throw button and the eat button. Or the eat button. The talk button. Same thing. Whenever you talk to people, you basically eat them. So, there, the head falls. You walk on top of it to collect it. And then we can go give this to that man with the rather big nose. He kind of reminds me of the characters from Rayman. I forget what they're called, but they have like really big noses. Maybe I'm going to stand right here. Well, no, he doesn't have a big nose, but I'm still going to share a picture of what I think he looks like. So then we take the skull from our inventory and we throw it to him. Let's hope he got that. Okay, yeah, it is. He said, we just cheated death. Fuck yes. Here, I'll brew up a brew. And he's like, what are you going to do with your immortality? I think I'm going to write a book that my mom likes. She said she hates all my books, but we're going to give it a shot and see if she'll like one that will take me forever to write. So we have immortality and liquid bone. Let's go. Let's take a step out here. And then we're going to go see the beast, and we're going to get a couple of endings. I think what I'm going to do is feed the beast. Let's see, what about, not the apple, right? Yeah, let's feed him the apple. But first, I'm going to create a save. We have to delete that save because you can only save under fresh save. So we feed him an apple. He munches it up, and then in the meantime, I'll go ahead and get my vial ready. And once he coughs very weirdly, and then we collect his blood. So now we have poison, immortality, and liquid bone. So we're full up. Now, this is how I do it whenever I play anyway, is that once I have 3 vials, I come up here where the tree is, and then what I do is I save, and I'll save all the way down at the bottom so I don't accidentally override it. And then I'm ready to go ahead, and we're going to start with the poison one. So we just pour it in, and then there's instantaneously an ending. And I'm going to be, well, the first ending I shouldn't have to be too quiet for. This first ending is just a black screen or whatever. Oh, I guess it does have a little bit of noise. That's kind of scary, huh? Oh my goodness, I can see the dead. I got 2 dead pixels on my screen right now. So this ending, which is nothing, You've killed the tree and you've killed the world, so congratulations. Everything is dead. The history of this world's erased. This is basically a good job breaking it, hero kind of thing, even though what you were doing wasn't for the best. I don't know what you expected whenever you feed a tree poison, but now you've fed this world poison and it's dead. There are credits after every ending. I'm just going to save the credits for the last ending, and then that's going to be that, I believe. And that is ending 0. Nothing to worry about now that everything is dead. And then we'll have credits. I'll see you once we actually get back to the tree. 1 second. Okay, we're back here, and this time we're going to do the immortality. This is another kind of relaxing one. I like the look of the immortality water quite a bit. I suppose I've elected to speak over all these endings. There's not like anything besides like text and music that plays, so I wouldn't see a reason I couldn't, speak over it. Now nobody dies. I also really like it because it kind of sounds like the fall, like bleeding into fall, that I kind of like. That's about my favorite season. But it talks about the caveats of being immortal. You can see everything. Dying stars can be viewed. Beauty can be experienced in all forms. And then all secrets can be uncovered. Now, I like this little animation here. I'm not sure how they did it. It's probably not as impressive as I think it is, but I do think it looks cool. Because, like, the moon just kind of becomes, flat, like a soccer ball. And so at the end of the heat death of the universe, nothing but the immortals remain. But they're in an empty void, so, once everything else is gone, nothing but the immortals remain. And every problem is solved but one, of course. This is kind of poetic, I suppose. Being alive. Oh, my goodness. So this is a later ending. I think like ending 7 or 8. 7, good guess. Forever. Now we'll have another series of credits, and I'll see you guys back at the tree. Okay, the last one we have to do is Liquid Bone. This one's kind of a fun ending. I like to do it to break free from the more serious endings, I suppose. In this ending, something really scary happens. There we go. It's a little skeleton man. And it turns out everybody turns into skeletons. I don't know too much more that I can say about an ending like this, now that everybody's a skeleton. I'm glad that in a game like this there's a lighthearted ending, sort of like this. It's goofy. But I don't think Bryce is a guy that ever takes himself too seriously anyway, so that's kind of nice. Nobody has skin to touch or an eye for art. But there is good news. At least Halloween will be fun. I guess. At least Halloween will be fun. Nice. I kind of like that little thing in the background. I don't know how I like plastic burning, but it does look neat. I wonder if that's a real like toy thing that you can buy. Ending 5 bones. Alright, I'll see you on the hunt for another ending. Okay, so we're back here before I'd poisoned the beast and stuff, and I'm going to go ahead and pour out my liquids because I don't need them anymore. And what we're going to do is we're going to properly feed the beast this time, give him a little fish, and then once he actually eats it, we can then talk to him and get a couple more liquids. So let's see. There we go. He says, thank you for the energy. Here's this. We have a lot of it back in my homeland. Yeah. Okay. So I also think that this is really pretty. I'm going to go ahead and collect it. I actually think I don't have to collect 2 of it now, but I'm going to. And we're going to head up to this little path that's above the beast. And there's this guy, this submariner. Actually, we could see some birds. I guess maybe we'll see him here in a little bit. It's a submariner that really loves the ocean, and he asks that we don't put anything inside of her. I suppose I won't for just this second. I really like the gazebo on an island kind of look. I've got one of those near me, and I think that they look, I don't know, they're not exceptionally pretty, but they're nice. And of course, where you'll find a submariner, you'll find a submarine, and we can take this down to the bottom of the ocean. Now, you may know, you may not know, I'm especially uncomfortable with underwater areas. I'm going to go ahead, there's a key inside of here. I'll just go ahead and collect it, and then you'll notice this is like that church that I was talking about with like the eye iconography up at the top. Now, I don't think it's any surprise. I think it's like a reused, not reused asset so blatantly, but like, oh god, I really don't like being down here. I keep thinking the bubbles are hopping at me. But we'll see that church model later. So here's a person. They've been sunken. He says, we're kind of blocked off. I don't think anyone's ever been any further below. I'm just curious about what could be down there. But the seaweed wall has to die, which I suppose we'll do in due time. I assume this is his head, and this is his feet, and those are his arms. He just looks a little bit weird to me. And here's the seaweed wall. Now, we can't pass through it right now because it's too overgrown. So what we need to do is to poison the water, but the first thing that I want to show before we poison the water is a little secret right here. So what you can do is every time you enter this area, you have a chance of triggering this secret. It's Ezekiel, and he's an angel. Now, from what I know, while I show you my strategy of coming in and out, about Ezekiel, is in real life he was a prophet, and I believe he prophesies the Lord's return to Jerusalem. So, but that's not really important. What is important is that he's a prophet, and he tells you something very important. So now that you know my strategy, how to come in and out of here, let's see me eventually run into Ezekiel. Alright, so we're back here. I triggered the Ezekiel little thing. Now, all of these like secretish things, if you get close to them, you'll get the achievement for. And Ezekiel tells us you were going to hell in real life. Well, thanks, Ezekiel. The very first time that I played this game, actually, I triggered that, and but I was aware of the secrets in this game before I actually played it, so I wasn't too surprised. Now, to get back on track a little bit here, we can go ahead and pour this oil into the ocean, and then we can actually go talk to... Oh, there's the birds. We can go talk to the submariner. Maybe this time I'll get a better angle on him. He says, I literally hate you. Rip. So now we can head back down into the water, or the ocean. Now it's a little bit darker this time, if you can believe it. I'm pretty sure... I looked at some pictures that I had taken, and I'm pretty sure that things are darker. Now you can go talk to this guy. Ezekiel doesn't matter. I don't think he has different dialogue, but I don't know. And he says that the sea is ruined. But hey, at least the seaweed's dead. I guess it doesn't matter to me because I'm not going anywhere. That guy has cement shoes, so I wonder about that. But anyway, we can now drop down here. I just want to make sure that that is 200% what I would like to do. Yep, let's just drop down. And you don't have to worry, this isn't like too scary unless like you have a phobia or something. I don't necessarily have a phobia of underwater, I just don't really like it in video games specifically. And then we get dropped into what I've been calling anyway, suburbia. I'm just thinking in my head if there's anything that I would like to do before I pull the trigger on the things that I'd like to do. So there's oil, we've got the knife. You know what? Do I still have that save from... I do still have the save from the hub world. So, okay. We're actually just going to step into the house here. And then if you travel over to... there's this woman. I believe it's your mom. And they say, hey, you better get outside once in a while. Don't sit in front of that TV your whole life. Also, you better water that plant up in your room. And that plant, if you go through that door there, just take you back to the little area with the tree in it. You can interact with this TV, and it like just reads some shit about, you know, it's like obviously propaganda and like a critique on, you know, how like television makes, I don't know, it's not even like people susceptible, but it preys on the youth because they have like propensity towards watching it, obviously. Well, I suppose adults do too. But anyway, nothing really to be garnered from this. Just, you know, the normal shit, like, I also don't really like how long this is, but hey, whatever. Let's hope that I don't accidentally click on the TV whenever we get out of here. Yeah, I was mousing over to the side so that we could avoid that. Now you walk up these stairs and down this hallway, and at the very end of it, you encounter a door that isn't one of the teleporting doors. And whenever you do, you get teleported back to, I don't know if you would call it like the inverse of, you know, where we just were or whatever, but that's kind of what it is. So we can take our knife now, and there is you, and then on the television now there's only one line that says, "You look just like your father." So we'll go ahead and hacha. There we go. And then you take out a vial and collect your blood and head back out on the street. Now, you can pick any direction to go, but as long as you head one direction, you'll be fine. And then we just keep heading this direction indefinitely. Now, there's nothing different in any of these houses. It doesn't matter which one you go in. Every one of them has like the same teleporty little deal. So you don't have to worry about missing out on anything. There's no random encounters in behind the houses or anything like that, to my knowledge anyway. You just have to continue walking down this direction. The sounds, I don't believe, are indicative of anything happening. You just, again, have to keep going one direction until we run into a big building that looks way different than these other buildings. I think it's 3 cycles of 3 houses, but I'm not an expert. I'm not sure. I'm not. So there we go. There is the house. Somebody called it the Mickey Mouse house, and I'm kind of inclined to agree with them a little bit. But now we can enter into here. You don't have to be worried. It's not dangerous or anything. There's nothing too scary. It's just like a laboratory, and inside you can see there's this guy kind of tip-tapping away at his computer, and he's got like a bed and some books and a big can. So let's just go ahead and step in here. So as soon as we open this, he dies, which is very peculiar. And we can get kind of a closer look at his room and what this stuff is. So again, there's a pegboard. This radio, I actually want to show something on the screen here. So somebody in a YouTube comment said that this radio showed something, but they weren't sure what. And then I actually tried to plug this into a couple spectrographs, and I couldn't get it to turn out right. But somebody on the Steam forums actually was able to get it to turn out right. So I'm going to throw up a picture right now of what that is. It's just a picture of Bryce's computer, I'm pretty sure. So here is Optiplane's tomato soup. We can go ahead and fire up this computer. It's a story of a man who comes to this little neighborhood, and it's very, very long, but basically he was attacked. Well, not attacked yet. He made like he came here, was ran out by the people in the houses, and then he eventually gets bitten by one of those people, and then gets infected with a virus as a result of it that makes him like combust whenever his skin is exposed to air. And whoops, whenever we opened the door, his skin was exposed to air. He also discovers at this point that everything is made out of like polygons and isn't like made out of atoms. The world is made up out of like scripts that you would like use to code something and not rules. So he comes to realize that like he's in a video game. That's the nuts and bolts of this fucking really fucking long log. And he also has a descent into madness. But if you're reading this, he says take a closer look at the Optiplane tomato soup. So that's what we're going to do. Give me a... hold on. That did not collect it. There we go. Now we have oil, my blood, and tomato soup. So we're ready to go back to the tree and get a couple more endings. So the fastest way kind of out of here... Oh man, that thing isn't behind us anymore. That's very weird. Just exit out one of these doors and then go up to where your mom was telling you earlier that you could interact with, you know, the tree or whatever. And then we'll go up here towards the end. I'm going to hit the save button, and we'll get another ending. I guess let's do, which one do I have equipped? I have equipped the tomato soup. So let's get the tomato soup ending. Man, I hope that tomato soup that Bryce eats does not look nearly that green. It is very gross to me. So here we go. We're kind of looking at some Optiplane tomato soup, and then there's like a warning on that can. Everyone understands now. So everyone comes to realize basically that none of this world is real. This ending is giving like the people within the game the ability to understand that they're in a game. They're not like, you know, they're not like real people like they surely think that they are. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know if you give those things that aren't real enlightenment, if that helps or hurts them, but oh well. And you can kind of see that this can has since turned into a polygonal type of model, and I think it looks pretty. I wonder if this actually has this many. Man, my God, I keep wanting to use the word vertex so fucking bad. Vertex is not what this is, I'm pretty certain, but I'm going to say it anyway. And that is that. Ending number 8, developed. So I'll see you for the next ending. Okay, for the next ending, we're going to actually pour our blood into the water to feed the tree. And for this one, we actually get kind of, it's not like super short, but it's a very concise ending, to the point. It's kind of cool. So you basically have kind of perpetuated a cycle where, you know, I think it's about the death of childhood, but that's kind of like my own opinion on it. You like killed you as a youth, and now the only you that exists is you as an adult. I don't know if this is the most appropriate point to mention it, because this ending just basically talks about how the person like has empathy for you even though you don't deserve it, becoming an adult. But I am going to be doing a full coverage video on this, and I want to call it a lore video, but I don't know that it belongs to be called a lore video. Also, this is so much louder than like the rest of the game, including the lightning. That's ending 3, the cycle, and I'm going to see you guys for the next video. Sorry about that, how loud it was. I said I'd see you in the next video, see you in the next ending, for which we now have the oil, which I'm going to pour in this water. Another very pretty water. I also, for this ending, think that this is probably one of my favorite endings. I just think it like looks cool, and also I think that the message that it gives is like kind of interesting. None of this, I don't like really let video games speak to me, but you know, to take the obvious ending away from this one is like oil causes the tree in this world to become parasites for the world itself. Like the people within the world become parasites for the world itself, and then like they outgrow their host, and their host is like on a path to die. So I think it's kind of like and of course it's oil too, so I think it's like a very open-handed critique of like how oil like has the ability to help people grow, like society, real life, grow really quick, the way it has, like with commerce and the explosion of like economy and transit and stuff. But like at the same time, you know, it's that same growth has caused us to grow too quick, and it's kind of like deadly to the world a little bit, how fast we've grown. It hasn't had like time to acclimate to how fast it's grown. And that's ending number 1, parasites. And I'll see you guys for the next ending. Okay, so just a little prank first. I meant to say get the next couple of endings. So you want to go ahead and take your liquid bone and pour it out, and then pull out your knife and kill the beast with the knife, and then you can collect his blood with it. Now you're going to need two vials of his blood, one to pour inside of this greeny stuff, and then let's see, we've got the beast blood, immortality, and plant growth. That looks... Wait, we don't need immortality, so I can go ahead and pour that out. Well, I want plant growth, and I need another dose of plant growth, but we'll save that. I just basically needed to free up that vial. It seems weird in terms of like how that prioritizes which liquid gets kept in it, but that's fine. So I want 2 tubes of this green stuff, so I'm going to collect one with that and one with that. And then also I'm going to come read this note, which gives you the hint for how you're supposed to make the plant grower formula. I kind of already needed it, or knew it. You need the blood of a beast and the liquid bone, and then it can cause, trees and stuff to grow really quick. So speaking of grow really quick, there's that tree, which, has since grown really quick. You can step over this. There's nothing to see back there, so I'm just going to step over on the other end. If you, fall down in that water down there, it will just teleport you back to the other side. So, now, you may notice that we picked up a key much earlier in the game, and hey, there's a church. We collected it from an underwater church. So, if you put 2 and 2 together... Uh-oh, I did not, we're on a different save. Okay, I'll be back with the key in 1 sec. Okay, we're back at the church. I have the key now. I knew I was missing something on that last save. Couldn't be so easy. I just wanted to make sure I had the inventory slot open also, so that I can be sure to grab this wine. So now we have the next 3 endings, and I do believe after we do these 3 endings... we only have 2 more endings to get, one of which is a secret ending. So yes, we fell into the water, go to the other side. I'm sorry, I just got a little bit caught up in, what I was supposed to be doing. We head back the traditional way, back to this area of which I believe looks like a church, but oh well. I just kind of like the look of the eye, I suppose. Now we can make our 3rd and should be, our 3rd save. We're going to do my least favorite ending first, which is called the Beast Blood ending. I don't know what it is that I don't like about this. I think maybe it's because it seems like the worst possible world to me that you could kind of make. Sure, you can, kill everybody, right? But this turns the world into a world of primal beast-like conflict. I also, probably the red flashing eye is also a little bit unnerving, but, it's whatever. So, again, this turns the world into a world where people do nothing but fight with one another. There's no talking, society disappears, community disappears, fighting replaces it. Things are now settled with 1v1s, not on Rust, but in real life. That's such a stupid dated meme. And yeah, that's it. I kind of like the look of this ending too. A lot of the games that Bryce make in the scary moments aren't really scary. They're just kind of depressing and eerie. I guess you could call it scary and stuff, but yeah. So that should be it. That is ending number 2, Murderers. And I'll see you guys for the next ending. Okay, for the next ending, this is probably the most, maybe boring of the endings. It's not even really boring. It's just kind of I don't know. A lot of these endings draw a lot of inspiration from real life, and this one is probably the most real life, I would guess, question mark. Let's put a pin in that. Because it's just it says that life is a party of faith, so you spend your whole kind of life, drinking and prostrating to God, and then at the end of life you die, and that's all that is to life. And I don't really think that that's what life is all about, but I hope that this isn't somebody's view on life, because it's very one-dimensional and boring. But yeah, that is this ending. It's kind of a more religious sort of centric ending. I don't even really consider it a critique on religion. It's just kind of the world that you develop is one surrounding religion and faith. So Ending number 4, Faith. I'll see you guys for the next ending. Okay, now we can show a particularly cool ending. So we have the plant growth formula, right? So we use this one, and we turn the water into this green-purple goop, and then we get this really kind of unique ending where the tree grows into becoming like a god-like figure. You know, I don't know. It's just like something about it. Like it has like cultists and shit. You know, I like games with cults in them and stuff. Has a newfound appetite. Oh, this tree does. Cult has been formed to serve. Yeah, I don't know. Something about it. Maybe the tree is represented by the eye. I don't know. It don't matter. It's not worth reading that deep into it. I just think that this ending is cool because, you know, it's a big red eye coming at you. Just kidding. Because, like, the tree turned fucking evil, dude. And people are, like, giving religious or giving, like, sacrifices to a fucking tree. That's sick, dude. And if you don't feed it, it'll kill you. That's awesome. Ending 6. Okay, let's get this last couple endings. Okay, for the second to last ending, this is the last one, not counting the secret one. You have to come over here to the church, and otherwise, I don't think there's any special prerequisites. You just have to. So we'll enter the church, right? And then once we're inside, you'll want to make a. Well, let's go to save. We're going to delete, make room for another save in the Autumn Church. And then all you do simply is you walk out and then you go behind the church, see if a moon is there. If there's no moon, you go back inside. I'd seen one guide that said that you had to put an immortality, put the immortality elixir inside of the waterfall that's outside. I don't think that that's true, but I don't know. Maybe we'll see a retroactive withdrawal of that information here in just a minute, but I'll see you whenever we actually have the moon. You just keep doing this until you see it. Okay, so I finally have gotten the moon to appear. Now what you don't want to do, don't save to keep the moon here, because whenever you load it, the moon will despawn. So if you want the moon, get it now while you can. It doesn't disappear over time, but so now we hit the moon, and then we get like teleported to what looks like a moon. I don't like this because the rocks kind of look like teeth a little bit. There's nothing to see around here. You do interact with the moon, and it turns into like a lighter color, and it opens up this, looks like a panel, or not like a panel, but like blast bay doors. You travel up these stairs. You can see there's those eye things all over the walls. And then once you actually travel more up and up these stairs, you don't have to worry. There is something up here. It's very blue, but it's not scary. It doesn't jump out at you or anything. There's a person who has their eyes, and we can talk to this person, I guess, if we get close enough. You may have witnessed many explanations for our reality. Basically, this is God, and they created the world recently, exactly as it is now. The past is an illusion. The churches are empty. Some of the things that they say are kind of riddles, and some of the things they say I'm inclined to believe are true and literal. They're a very confusing kind of person, but one thing is true. They want us to take free will, which they had always meant to give their people, and give it to their people through the world tree. So that is what we're going to do. Because as of right now, we're the only person in the world with free will. So we'll take the vial and collect this free will. And then at the very bottom of these stairs, we have a little door that we can enter. So I'm going to do just that. We go through it. This will obviously take us back to this area. But there is a thing or two I would like to show real quick. So let me take the empty vial over here where we had killed the beast, if you remember. There's a you can like wiggle your way up onto like these rocks that are behind him, and then you can, if you wiggle just right, hold up, you gotta really wiggle with it. Hold up a little more. Okay, let me re-look at this. Okay, We're getting up. We're wiggling. And then we can fall through the world. Oh my goodness, that's what the bottom looks like, huh? And then you end up here. It's like an out of bounds area. Bryce said that he actually realized that you could fall through the floor there, so he just made it an ending. I don't know if people realized it first or what, but and guess what? Here he is, and you can talk to him. He says, "Hey, I'm the one who made the game. Probably thought it broke back there." Anyway, I thought that they would hide some thoughts. I hope you enjoyed the game, but if you didn't, that's okay. Simone did a great job on the music. That's true. I love actually specifically the music in most of these games. The biggest insecurity is the writing. Well, Bryce, well, we'll see about that. I wanted to explore a lot of themes, but that was never the main focus. Yeah, they wanted to make some little works. In the video that we're going to see towards the end of this Let's Play, they talk about how this game was pretty well just about like exploring the worlds that they did. So that's kind of cool. Like as a kid, the feeling of exploration, which is neat. I hope your day is well, unless you're a racist or some shit. Fuck. Thought I was going to get a good day from Bryce. What if I'm only a little bit racist? I've got a tip for you. You should edit your save file. Give yourself a liquid named Secret. If you do that, be prepared for some spoilers. Alright, that's enough of me. Talk to my bud over there. He'll let you out. So this is cool. Whoa. That fucking little turn there was a little bit sickening. So this guy here actually is the PS1 haunted demo disc, like, what do you call it? Like, mascot. But this, Bryce actually made this character, and it appeared in that demo disc, or the haunted demo disc, or what the fuck ever. So in the Xbox version, you can take your vial and collect a liquid from this guy, which is that secret liquid. Unfortunately, that seems not to be the case for PC. I just clicked all over it. So we'll talk to this guy. He says, "Get the hell out," with pleasure. I'm going to go ahead and edit my save file to add in that secret liquid. And then I'm going to be back in just 1 second. I'll show it to you. It's going to replace Immortality, I believe. Okay, I've edited my file and given myself the secret liquid. That's not the one we're going to do first, though. We're going to do free will. And I'm going to pour this into the water. And this, I will warn you, this does have a lot of flashing lights, so if you have a sensitivity to that, maybe look away. It does give me actually a pretty big headache to watch this ending, but, you know, it's whatever. I'm still going to, you know, give my commentary on it as we go through it, and I'll just maybe try to squint my eyes a little bit. Oh, okay, well, with the epileptic-friendly visuals, this really isn't that bad. Holy shit, the, like, way that this ending does normally, it flashes all over the place. Basically, to be garnered from this ending is you give like free will to the people, so you give a retroactive kind of truth to these people whose lives have been kind of lies, and you know, the god of this world is like real, which is interesting, and they can now think for themselves. That's really all that there is to say about it. I don't know which ending you would consider the best ending. Probably this one. I don't know. My probably favorite one besides like all the normal ones. I really like the secret ending the best, which I'm interested to show too. The future does not exist. It must now be created. Ah, that's nice. Ending 9. Where do we go from here? Okay, I'll see you guys for the final secret ending. Okay, before I pour this secret water into the water, I guess, I just want to give my closing thoughts. I really enjoy this game. The only thing that I have to feel that I don't really like is that I kind of wish it was longer. I really can't wait until one day way down the line whenever Bryce makes like a full-on game. I think he's gonna, you know, reach wild levels. Allure Video is gonna follow this one shortly-ish. It's probably already done by the time you're seeing this video. I'm just trying to work out a release schedule. It's I'm seeing now it's going to be a shorter one. So yeah, that's all to it. I'm going to let Bryce play us out for the rest of this video. He has about a 10-minute long little thing that he does, and I'm going to let him go through it all, and then I'm going to end the video there. You're not going to hear my voice again. So you guys, you know, have a good day. I'll see you next week.
Alright, hey. I'm the developer of the game. I've never done anything like this before, but I thought it'd be cool to just hide this in the game here. I'm just going to be poking around the files. So I haven't finished the game yet as of recording this. As you can see, I only have a few of the ending videos down here, but yeah, I don't know. I just thought I'd do some behind the scenes. So this is the title screen here. Not much to look at. So let's go over to the plant room. Poke around here. Yeah, so this was before I found out that Modus actually made some shaders for the caustics on the walls, so they're actually a separate model here. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. Of course, we have our friend back here. There he is. As you can see, I didn't know what to call him, so I just called him Guy. Plant room Guy. And actually, let's see if I can find this. Let's see if it's still in here. Yeah, okay. So I cut this out of the room because I thought it didn't really match the scenery very well, but there's a fountain. I put a fountain in the game. We can take a little look at it in game, of course. Look at that. It does look pretty nice. Maybe I'll use it in something someday. I don't know. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to the hub world. Yeah, so I remember not really knowing what to do with this door here, so I just kind of left it floating in the air. I didn't want to make an outside of the plant room or anything, and I think it worked out. I think it adds to it. Here we have our friend over here. Everyone thinks this is a cat, but actually it was supposed to be a raccoon. That's why he's named Raccoon in the over here. But it does not look like a raccoon very much. I originally tried to texture his head with like realistic raccoon fur and everything, and it did not work out at all. Not even a little bit. And early in play testing, actually, I found out that you could just walk up the walls and just fall down into the pit down here. And I thought, you know what? I'll just hide something down there. I'm not even gonna get rid of that. Yep. And I placed this area up here behind the two bushes because I just really wanted to have a nice little secret in this first starting area. It's kind of inspired by the there's a caves in Lego Island. There's like a door that's inaccessible. That's just really mysterious, and I love little alcoves and little holes and stuff like that. So that's why that's there. All right. This is one of the later ones I made. The well actually used to be placed over here, and you could only access it by getting up on the plant, getting up here, and then jumping down into it. But I thought, I kind of want it to be accessible really early on so that you wouldn't have to jump through a bunch of hoops just to get there. So here it is. It's right here. I experimented with having more light shafts, but I felt it was a bit too much, so just kept it like that. Yep. Oh, the gravestone here, the text there, it's actually says a few things. It says lorem ipsum, and then it says, I believe L is real 2401 as a reference to some rumors surrounding a certain Nintendo 64 game. And I forgot what the last bit says, but yeah. So I just put some filler text there. This kanji here actually translates to birch. And in the Nightmare Zone, it's different. You see, that means, I believe, to have a nightmare. And this area, the graphical, I guess, intensity of it or whatever, kind of came about by accident. I didn't intend to even have this area in the game at first. I didn't plan for it. But I accidentally dragged the render texture material onto the walls inside of Cherry Blossom, and I just thought it looked neat. So I decided to make a whole area based around that. Over here, oh shoot. Here, let's. Over here, I thought it'd be cool to hide a character based on the vertex snapping of it being like so intense that the further you get away from it, it just basically becomes invisible. But the closer you get, there he is. He's really unstable. This character doesn't really have a lot to do in the game, but you know, I just thought it'd be cool to hide him there. Add a bit of flavor, if you will. This is a really cool place to develop the only high poly asset in here, in the whole game right here. The soup cans. I really don't know why I chose soup cans, but yeah, there they are. Of course, this is a picture of me that I just used for the scientist. Yep. And on this board here, we actually have some stock photos that were on the title screen, actually, like over here and here. This right here is the painting that is hung up in the Cherry Blossom area. That's the Unity logo, of course. This is the letter that you receive, or that you just have in your inventory at the start of the game. This is, of course, the eyeball symbol that relates to the plant room and the churches and all that. This right here is a picture of the body stuck in the wall that's in the suburbia area, which you might as well check out. Or, not the suburbia, the house area. Yeah, here we are. So, originally, I was going to have the mom's face scroll between a few different arrangements like this, kind of inspired by the Land of the Living and Grim Fandango. But, I don't know, I just accidentally had it scrolling in two directions. And that just scrolls through her whole texture there. Like, you can see the hair texture and the faces show up. And I don't know, that looked a bit more chaotic. And I decided to keep it. Hopefully people will see that and think it's unintentional. But yeah, there's the image that was on the cork board, the conspiracy board, if you will. Alright, now let's check out Suburbia. So this area is a bit interesting because I wanted to give off the vibe that it goes on forever, but it's actually very small, and it just teleports you as you're walking through it. So right here is the player's position, as you can see. And here, let's set this up so that we can see all of it. Turn off the fog. Okay. Yeah, so right there is the player's position. right there's the player's position. And as we walk, we hit a trigger that teleports us back. And this works in either direction. Yep. And as you keep going, eventually it'll detect that you've walked enough to let you go on into the lab. Might as well take a little peep. We got a gazebo, the ocean, which maybe doesn't go out as far as you might think. Yep. The sand texture down there is a little messy. You know, you can see the seams of it, but you know, you can get away with that sort of thing. Got the submarine here. Alright. Ocean floor. Let's look at this one. Let's turn off the fog again. Turn down the... Turn up the cutout distance. Why not? Look at that. That's the whole area. You got the walls stretch out about that much. There you go. Hope somebody's interested in that. Well, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this stupid little behind the scenes, me messing around little video that I hid in the game. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you got something out of it. Maybe you didn't. I don't know. I just thought it'd be a fun little thing to do, I guess. Anyway, yeah, I hope you have a good day. Hope you enjoyed the game. If you didn't, that's alright. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. So, bye.